You must have often heard people around you saying there is so much work and absolutely no time, right? It's not just others, we see the same thing ourselves. In today's fast paced world, no one seems to have time. But why is that? Do people really have a lot of work? Hello friends, welcome to our channel. The book we are going to talk about today is Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in Distracted World by Cal Newport. So let's get started. The author says that if you look closely, people do have a lot of work, but it's shallow work. They have large quantity of tasks, but the quality is lacking. Most people will spend hours of checking emails, reading tweets on Twitter, comments on Facebook, watching Instagram reels, reading blogs or watching useless video on YouTube. All of these are tasks, but they don't count as a deep work. If you want to get ahead in life, you have to learn how to do deep work. First, let's understand what it means. Deep work means immersing yourself so much in your tasks that you lose track of everything else. But this only happens when you are doing work you truly love. In the past, the practice of working day and night to master something used to fall under the category of deep work. This brings such quality to your work that people are compelled to notice it. But how do you do it? This book teaches exactly that. So let's dive into its summary. First chapter is to use the power of your mind. Most of us are not able to recognize the powers of our mind. That is, your mind is wandering. We are not able to work properly. We do not even remember anything. There are many things in today's time to divert our attention. At the same time, our mind is not made to focus on one thing. Our mind has been designed in such a way that it keeps wandering. The reason for this is that when we live in the forest like tribals, it could have been harmful for us to focus on one thing, because we could have been prey to an animal. At the same time, by constantly wandering, we find new opportunities. But it was necessary for us to live in the forest, not live in the cities. To put your mind to work, you will have to learn to focus first. While bathing, while wearing clothes, or while walking, think about how you are spending your day. Or what are the things that are wasting your time. After that, when you get a problem, then you find different solution for it. When you also find out what you have to do, then ask yourself how you can do that work and reach your goal. Along with this, pay attention to your habits related to social media. See why you are using social media. If you are doing all this to stay connected to people or using it for some work, then are you actually doing that work? Or if you want, you can stop using social media for a month. After this, ask yourself this question. By not using social media, did your life get better or not? Did anyone feel affected by you not using social media? Was there any work that was not completed because you did not use it? Whatever answer you get to this question, decide accordingly whether you should use social media or not. A lot of people will keep doing their work, and they will also keep using Facebook. They feel that this way they are doing two things at the same time and are saving a lot of their time. But in the study of University of Minnesota professor Sophie Leray, something else came up. Sophie made two groups. From the first group, she said that they should solve some puzzles and go through some resume in between, and according to that, decide whether to give people jobs or not. In other words, she gave two tasks to the first group to do together, while the other group was told to solve only puzzles. In this, Sophie showed that when the people of the first group were leaving one task and going to the other, their mind was still on the first task, which they were not able to focus on the other task. In simple words, by doing a lot of work together, the quality of the work decreases. Your mind cannot focus on the two tasks at the same time. And if you try to force it, then your mind will get confused. After this, a lot of people keep the social media tabs open on their computers while working. Whenever a notification comes, they go and see it. This also affects the quality of your work. In 2012 study, McKinsey consulting firm found that an average employee spends 60% of his work talking online. He replies to only 30% of the email. That is, people are doing very little work, but still they feel that they are doing a lot of work. When these small tasks come together in the end, they seem to be a lot, but by doing them, nothing is achieved. So always try to do only one thing at a time. The eudaimonia machine is a Greek concept which is about a room where a person can reach his full potential and an extreme focus state. This is a space where you can do deep work. This is a space of 5 rooms that are connected to each other. And to reach a room number 5, you will have to go through room number 4, 3, 2, 1 first. So you cannot bypass any stage of the machine. In the first room, you are given a little stress that what you are going to do is important. In the second room, you are given curiosity about the work so that you start thinking about it. In the third room, you will get all the records which are necessary to complete your work, so that when you start working, you don't have to leave it in the middle. In the fourth room, you write all the idea related to your work on a piece of paper. And the fifth room is soundproof, and in such a way that no one disturb you while you are doing that work. This is the room where deep work is done. You concentrate for 90 minutes and take a 90 minutes break, which gives you the maximum benefit of the human brain. Unfortunately, this vision is far from our current reality. Instead, we still find ourselves in open space office where the inbox messages and emails cannot be neglected and continuous meeting continue. This is a setting where colleagues, in exchange for the best possible result, want a quick response to their emails from you. And according to this book, suppose you are somehow forced to do shallow work, but if you follow the rules, you can get the same effect in your work as you are inside eudaimonia machine. The secret to developing a habit of deep work is to go beyond good intentions. Try to get into a state of deep work and add routines and steps to your daily working life that have been designed in such a way that by using your willpower in a minimized amount, it keeps you in a state of mind which your concentration does not break. Because willpower is like a mobile battery that decreases with time. Here we are telling you 4 such a strategy that can take your mind to the stage of deep work. When we reach home after a day's work, we are so tired that we do not feel like doing any work. But still we take out time to watch TV or use internet and we feel like doing all the work. After doing all this work, we get even more tired and then we do not sleep well at a night. To save yourself from such situation, you should plan how you will use your free time. Give important work and other work separate time. If you do your important work for an hour, then you can do other work for an hour. Now it is not necessary that you work every day according to strict timetable. Here our goal is to decide how you can use your free time. For this, you will also have to plan what you will do every day in the evening or what you will do in the days of holidays. Give yourself a time to complete a work and try to complete that work within that time. In the meantime, turn off your phone and stop checking emails. Apart from this, take time to do some other work so that you can refresh your mind. Take some time to read books or to spend time with your friends. Plan all this work in advance. There was a Jewish man who used to read his religious book every morning. By reading the same book again and again, his mind was trained in such a way that he used to read the book with full concentration every day. Yes, concentration can be achieved by practicing like this. We all have this ability, but we don't want to try. But always keep in mind that while focusing, you should take breaks in between, but focus instead of taking breaks. This may seem obvious, but it is also true that we get easily distracted. Baratunde Thurston used to be called by his friend the most connected person in the world. He decided to live his online life for 25 days. He got used to it after the first week. His pace of life has slowed down. But then, when 25 days passed, he started living online again, and this time more than before. So, it is not at all possible to live anything, and neither is it a solution. It is better that you keep using the internet while understanding the needs of today's life. Sometimes it is also beneficial. Now take social media. Many times it helps you to achieve a goal in a life, and if you look at it, it has not one but many benefits. Instead, you look at its negative side, then there is an 80-20 rule that 20% of your work produces 80% results. So make sure that in this 20% you invest as much time as possible so that the results are achieved at a drastic level. Keep yourself away from the internet for 30 days, and if you feel that after using the internet of 30 days you would have had a good time or people would have missed you for so many days, then you can definitely stay online again. And if this is not the case, then keep a distance from the internet. Note down in the side note that you are going to offline for a few days. This strategy is only based on the fact that you should keep yourself isolated from every distraction of life. In this approach, you are like a monk or a priest who keeps himself away from any distracting thing. For example, you are preparing for a competitive exam and you have no contact with anyone. Now let's take example of Donald Nutt. He is very famous for his innovation in computer science, especially for the development of amazing algorithm performance, which is very difficult approach. When you check his website in Stanford, you will not find his email address there. Yes, there will definitely be a note in which it is written, "I have been very happy since January 1, 1919, since I have no email address. I used email until 1975 and I think 15 years of life is enough to use email." Email is very useful for those people whose life's role is to be at the top, but not for me because my role is at the bottom of things and I get it by not using it. Uninterrupted concentration and a lot of time in which I can study it. Undoubtedly, he had not kept himself away from the world because he had given his postal address. He said that his assistant used to keep the letters separately and he replies to the important letters. The people who practice monastic philosophy have a well-defined and highly valued professional goal which they fully follow, and most of their professional success credit goes to following this one thing very well. Friends, we hope you like this book summary. Friends, stay connected with us, become better, and subscribe to our channel. And last thing, you keep dreaming and we will help you make them come true.
Thanks for watching.